Alright, bros. Let's, let's see what we can get into here, dudes. This is the test server, so, already. Let's see, bros. Not 1,000% honest, dudes. I mean, we go. Let's see what we need to do here. I just want the community tokens, bro. Okay. We got here. Well, we'll import these, yeah, so we can get these ones. Hang on there, bros. Let me go get my boy. Damn, I forgot about him. Hang on there, dudes. Be right back. Damn dog's a mess, man. I mean, honestly, he's a mess, I would have said. He really is. I love him with all my heart, but these spells, I really worry about him.
Autopilot mode enabled.
I'm not for sure, bros.
Awaiting instructions.
be honest, we will probably just play these a couple, 3 times and go play the other, because I'm gonna screw around and in all honesty, not get my ship, and that'd be tragic in itself, dudes. And I don't lie about it. It'd be tragic because of that. I mean, it really would. And we'll play this one, and then we'll you know. Because at the end of the day, man, like, we can come back later today and play it.
This is the convoy commander. The enemy knows we're here. This is the convoy commander.
Autopilot mode disabled.
It's just been, I shouldn't have,
Ship is on fire.
that's why we should just,
Torpedoes to starboard.
you know,
Torpedoes to starboard.
okay.
Critical engine damage. Problem solved, sir. Ship is on fire.
Just the truth about that, bro. Man, that's, honestly the truth about it. You know? Boom. Yes.
Problem solved, sir.
Yeah, we're dead.
The ship is on fire.
That's not good. You know, we're gonna blow. Yeah. We'll just come back sometime later today and play this, because and honestly, we're truly gonna have to finish that, man. And I keep putting it out, and it's my benefit. It's my benefit, bros. So it's my benefit, straight up. I mean, I wanted that, kind of wanted to crew. I ain't got no Tier 9 cruisers, and I wanted it, and I mean, I'm just beating around the bush about it getting it. And that's the truth, man. And if I don't get it, it's because my lazy ass didn't get it, you know. So, yeah, I'm getting really disgusted with myself about it. Because I have no excuse for not going ahead and getting them, man. I mean, like a $80 ship ought to be worth more to me than playing a damn test server. Seriously. Because at the end of the day, that's about what this is. It's about a $80 ship. And it'll be forever before it ever comes back, bro. It's a tier 9. And we're literally 7. I ain't got no excuse, man. I mean, in all honesty, I genuinely don't have an excuse not to do it. I can say whatever I want, you know. But at the end of the day, I honestly don't have no excuse, man. I mean, I really don't. Besides, I keep, I honestly just keep making excuses not to do it. We need, let's see here, documentary. Dang, man, let's just go ahead and bless the chef. And we ain't got no excuse, bros. I mean, I can't legitimately make an excuse for not, for it. I mean, I can't. I can't say, well, I have felt bad, bros. I'm not gonna lie. If you've noticed, I haven't streamed much, and that's why. And I realize I'm getting behind, and I'm not gonna get it if I don't play, man.
Let's give them a hard time.
But even that being said, at the end of the day, man, I still should be able to.
We expect the arrival of transport and attack squadrons. Strike aircraft will ensure support during the
I still should be able to.
Warship commanders, clear the most direct route.
We should be able to get it easy. Well, not easy, but we should be able to get it. We're just gonna break over and do it, dudes. And I can use the credits. I mean, I can. There's a lot of things I can use about it, you know. End of the day, bros, I can make excuses, but it'll be me not get it. So, I mean, and that's the truth, man. That's the wholehearted truth about it. It'll be me not get it. So I can make all the excuses I want for it, but I'll be the one not get the ship. So, and that being said in itself, who am I cheating or myself? Myself, man. I'm honestly cheating myself. Okay, let's see here what's going on in the news. The Haynard's back in the damn news again. Okay, let's see here. Putin trends for. Let's listen to this one here about Putin.
PCA network attorney. I want to tell you about.
We want to turn now to the war in Ukraine and fears of a wider conflict. President Biden and UK's Prime Minister met on Friday to discuss allowing the Ukrainian military to use long-range missiles to strike deep inside Russia. But Russian President Vladimir Putin is now warning of severe consequences if that happens. NBC's Danielle Hamamdjian is here with the very latest. Danielle, good morning.
Good morning, Peter. That's right. The war in Ukraine was high on the agenda during this meeting between both leaders, but still no decision has been made public. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been pleading with allies for months to let his country fire long-range Western-made missiles deep into Russian territory. We're talking specifically here about the U.S. ATACMS and the British Storm Shadows. Ukraine says these long-range weapons will allow its forces destroy air bases and
end of the day, bro. End of the day. I'm totally against that war.
That are killing Ukrainian civilians. Until it's given the green light by Western countries, the Ukrainian military cannot hit those Russian targets. But the U.S. and the U.K. appear increasingly open to lifting the restrictions, which prompted a warning from Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, saying that if Ukraine fired those weapons into Russian territory, he would consider the U.S. and other NATO countries directly involved and therefore at war with Russia. His remarks signal he may be willing to escalate against the West in response, and some Western officials
will end up bringing this into a world war,
sabotage against their infrastructure or possibly, Peter, NATO bases.
Danielle, of course, this has been a contentious issue for a long time now. What is the latest on
the
war there, specifically between Russia and Ukraine?
Yeah, well, the Russian Defense Ministry announced this morning that its forces have now captured the village of Zelanye Pershey. That's in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region. This after an overnight
close to getting the new president, bro. At the end of the day,
but as you can imagine, this prompted President Zelensky to issue a fresh appeal for more air defense and long-range weapons. And Peter, Zelensky will be traveling to the U.S. later this month.
We'll be there to cover it. Danielle Hamamdjian with the very latest from London. Danielle, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific.
Today
all day. To watch, head to today.com/.
I'm totally against the Ukraine war, bros. I really am. It's end of the day. Tell me this: what's it about? You can't. You can't. This lady, but
as the years went on,
she just did not come out with any kind of anything Kamala didn't about her.
Along with Sean Duffy, Nicole Sapphire, and Tom Shalhoub, and welcome to the Big Weekend Show. The big story tonight. Kamala Harris sits down for her first interview since her debate with Donald Trump, and she really avoids specifics.
What are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid. You know, I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were very proud of their lawn. You know?
If there's one thing that you wish Americans knew about who Kamala Harris is that you don't think they know yet, what would that be?
I love my family.
Harris was asked just 5 questions in the 11-minute interview. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson is live from the White House tonight. Hi, Lucas.
Good evening, Alicia. That's right. This was Vice President Kamala Harris's first solo interview since becoming the Democratic nominee. Just like the debate, the Harris team turned to
what about Tim Bomb? What about the Tim man?
Philadelphia.
My mother raised my sister and I. She worked very hard. She was able to finally save up enough money to buy our first house when I was a teenager. I grew up in a community of hardworking people.
What about her father?
Workers and nurses and
I
teachers.
mean,
I try to explain to some people who may not
I'm
have had
I'm not getting her about that. She's acting like her mother was a
Critics say
single
the vice
mother.
president
Was
gave
she?
the wrong answers
Wasn't
without
she?
mentioning specific policies. Here's some more from the interview.
She's trying to get street cred there of something. She has no idea. I mean,
has access to the resources that can help them.
I don't mean that half-heartedly or anything. I mean, I don't.
Very much with the mind of.
Were they divorced? Were they a family unit? Was
incredible work ethic and creating opportunity for people, and so
I don't get it. In all honesty.
To be able to just get in the door, and then they will do the work that they need to do to save and to pay.
The way I take it, she's basically her mom was a single parent.
The economy now this evening. Vice President Harris will join.
Is that the case? You know,
sponsored by the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation later tonight.
Or no, I mean, hell, I don't know.
Lucas Tomlinson live at the White House. Thanks, Lucas.
If it is, it isn't. I'm
we listened to
genuinely.
Specifics, and he did it right. And I do know.
Wait a minute, we'll look that up, dude.
When you get these interviews with a candidate, so only so much time, and he even asked her, "Can I ask you a couple more questions?" Right. So there were obviously limits, but he still didn't get the answers. Any really real answers.
First of all, Kama said nothing, but she also said so much, right? By not saying anything, it shows. I mean, the economy and inflation are the #1 issues in every single poll in this election. And the fact that you go to an interview and you have nothing to offer on how you're going to fix the economy, I mean, make some stuff up. Here's the way I think of this thing. So you think of the last debate, a lot of commentators said, you know what, Donald Trump was baited by Kamala Harris. He took the bait and she would throw him off about the size of his, rally crowd. Donald Trump's playing 40 bucks. You know what he did? He baited Kamala Harris into having the confidence to actually go out and do interviews like this and expose herself to the American people. Donald Trump is like 4 steps ahead.
45, bro.
Country. Yeah, but
45 and 2
a
zigzag.
couple of days after the debate, and it was kind of remarkable how the answers were so similar.
I mean, honestly, I'm at a loss about that, bros. I really am. Okay, it was VP. I mean, that's, she says her mother about the first time. Okay. Now, let's see here. no straight answer, bros. Kind of. Oh, bros. I'm not for sure on that. Like I said, it's really not a straight answer there.
Fire at your allies.
Torpedo tubes destroyed! Torpedo tubes destroyed! The ship is on fire!
I find when they genuinely don't have an answer like this doesn't, they 90% of the time they're lying.
Problem solved, sir.
Whiskey is finished. Our repair base is no longer in danger.
What I've found thus far just says, let's see, your Kamala Harris parents all about her mom and dad, Donald J. Harris. Alrighty, so, alright, bros, they're not divorced. They were married. The way I take it, they're still married, so, I think we need to hug that bitch just a little bit more. So, she's full of shit, basically. She's not no basic. She's full of shit. She's damn boy. So that's messed up, man. So she's lying. She's lying. She's not from a broken home. Her parents were together. They middle class parents. That's okay. I mean, it says right here, Kamala Harris is the 49th vice president. Harris, formerly the junior United States Senator of California. Okay, just a second, bros. That's messed up, bros. That's baiting, you know. I mean, really, that's messed up, bros. It truly is, because she's had a cushy life, man.
I grew up a middle-class kid. I was raised as a middle-class kid. Focusing on, again, the aspirations and the dreams. I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. I was a career prosecutor for most of my career. I started my career as a prosecutor in creating an opportunity economy where it's about
She's the epitome of what she's accusing Donald Trump of.
Opportunity economy. Well, I'm obviously not Joe Biden.
Basically.
Clearly, I am not Joe Biden. That the vast majority of us as Americans have so much more in common than what separates us. We all have so much more in common than what separates us.
Obviously, she's.
You say this. We hear candidates say the same thing on the campaign trail over and over again. This is different.
Yeah, so first of all, we all have talking points. We're used to that. But people love former President Trump because he is such a conversationalist. Whether he's at a rally, you're seeing him talking to reporters, it's two people are in that conversation. When it comes to Kamala Harris, she is giving a monologue. Even though she is talking about, the same thing, it's being
Yeah, she's not straight up front about her. She's not, man.
When she's specifically asked to give some specifics and some details, is because I don't believe that they exist. And this goes back to her 2019 campaign. She couldn't get into the weeds of things. That's because she doesn't have any specific policy. We still don't know what she stands for. For the last 3.5 years, she's
good or bad, she has nothing to be ashamed of that her parents stayed together and they raised her kids. That's
day one for her in the
commendable.
3.5 years ago, and anybody
It is. That's highly commendable that her parents stayed together and.
Someone like Barack Obama, he's a perfect example because he's very far left, and then he ran and he tried to convince Americans he wasn't very far left. He was able to convince Americans because he has mad skills. She doesn't have mad skills. She was very nervous at the debate, and she was very nervous at this interview. You could see it. She's trying to stay on message because she has a lot of coaches saying you cannot reveal your true self. And I think that debate, you could see it right there, the side by side. She stunk it up at the debate as well. But people have to have this narrative, oh, she came out and did this. She performed. She was lousy at that debate, just like she was lousy at that interview, because she thinks she can ride this out and she can do this platitudes and talk about, like, I grew up.
No, but she's going to ride this shit out, man. That's,
she's going to run out of steam very quickly.
She can ride it out because no one's pushing back. At the debate, they didn't push back.
No,
again at this
that's
ABC
just it. You're pushing back. Therefore, she's not just going to ride it out, man.
To get specific, again and again, she wouldn't.
The Biden administration finally agreed to ban Peter Daszak and EcoHealth Alliance from receiving any more funding for gain-of-function research. You'll recall EcoHealth Alliance and Peter Daszak were the ones that were funding the research in Wuhan, China.
Yeah,
this is a great victory. But this is only the beginning.
But
it's time to take things a step further and prosecute Fauci for lying to Congress.
What hurt her?
He still insists he didn't fund gain-of-function research. We now
Nobody
know it's
trusts
a lie.
her.
It's time that he be prosecuted.
Democrats
to stand.
Or honestly,
given maybe your
people are to the point with Democrats. They expect to be lied to. The lying is over with, man. Genuinely, the lying is over with. More now than it's ever been. I mean, honestly, think about this. We have a government with the Democrat Party that has done nothing but lied on top of lie on top of lie to the American people. My poor brother-in-law, man, I mean, he's right, but it's sad. Because he's right when he says, man, we can't change it. I mean, what are we going to have to do as citizens of this great country of ours to change what's happening that genuinely we cannot stop what's happening, bros. I mean, we can't. We genuinely cannot stop this at this point. it's not only insult to injury, they're slapping us down and telling us to shut our mouths, bros. They truly are, man. I mean, when have they so bluntly lied to us the way they have? That here it is. They're saying, no, man, we're not going to touch fracking or anything. Dude, they banned it for the past 3.5 years. I thought we'll have to go to cruisers. I mean, honestly, man, for the past 3.5 years, bros, they've had fracking banned, and the sad thing, man, the very saddest of it all is that we don't even try to hold them accountable for it, bros. I mean, we don't, man. We do not hold them accountable one moment. Not one moment. Do we hold the Democrats accountable for anything that they've done? That they've did all this crap, and they refuse to answer us. I mean, genuinely, they refuse, bros, to answer us whatsoever. And they're like, shut your damn dirty mouth, bro. I mean, they really are, man. Think about this, bro. You call them out on what they done, they blame it on the other party. They do, man. I mean, it's not only scary, it's sad that, I mean, it really is that they're doing this stuff, and what's to be done about it, man? We're going to let them keep doing this and then think that, man, this is fine. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do here about this. This is it's a cruiser. I mean, we know that. Let's see here. Okay. Some of expert, yeah. Okay. I mean, it's sad, bros. It really is. What is our world coming to? What is the United States coming to that we can't honestly hold them accountable for what they're doing, what they've done. That they don't. It's sad, man. It really is. Can we can't sustain this? I mean, can we? I mean, can we honestly keep sustaining this? Can we, I don't think we can, man. I mean, and my damn old ball, hang on here, bros, my ball head's itching off, dudes. It's getting too long, I'll have to shave it. I'll have to cut it, dudes. It's, it's falling out, so I'm gonna have to cut it. I mean, it really makes you wonder, man, of just what are they capable of? What's going on here, dudes? That we can't seem to get a grasp on. That people are legitly it's sad, man. I'll be right back, bros. I gotta go roast some cigarettes. I'll be right back. Alright, bro, sorry about that, but I was needing to. Okay, let's go ahead and get going on these. But, I mean, at the end of the day, dudes, it's one of those deals that, you can't believe nor trust Democrats anymore, bros, whatsoever. I mean, and you can't, and what's the weather supposed to be today, bros? 56 out right now. It's not that cold. 86. My. That's pretty warm. Anyway, I don't see them holding their. I don't. I mean, I just don't see it. I honestly do not. I don't think that they can sustain it. I think that the American people are tired of it. I think that we're watching our country come to blows politically. That the oh shit, and that we are. I think at the end of the day, they can't sustain what they did, and that this is coming to blows. This is literally going to come to blows, and we're not going to be able to. As a country, the American people are tired of it. Period, bros. Any way you want to look at it. People are tired, sick and tired of it. They don't want it. People are tired of it. They're not going to have it anymore. But I do believe that genuinely, and I think that our government has shitted on us literally so much that we no longer trust them, and nor do we want anything to. I think we come out better running co-ops on these, bros.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert. Fighter airborne.
Come on, bro. This will be a hard one to deal with, bro.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what we're going to try to, yeah, that's about right. Figured that. Heck on, man. I mean, shoot. Dissatisfied, bro. That's absolutely. Let's see. This B5 just earned 45,000 base. Damn, that's a lot of damage to cows, isn't it? Okay, let's do this. Because we got the hipper we can play with. And I forgot about having the hipper. We can about get to run. Run, R-O-O-N, run. Damn. Well. So for one thing, let's just go ahead and play co-ops. Because that's going to be our better bet. To get what we're looking for, we need this base. That 45,000 base. And we're going to need 1,400,000 in damage. Is going to be terrible to get. Which, that'll be that one. Then that'll leave us. What's our next one going to be? And we got 16 days, bros. Literally, we got 16 days from her. That's going to be XP, earn XP. Cathedral hit, Revens. It's gonna be pretty shitting ass hard to get, huh? Alright, man, let's go ahead and go at this here. I guess we can. Maybe. We got 16 days. We got a little better than 2 weeks.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Let's just get whatever we can and do whatever damage we can, right? I would think.
General quarters.
Okay.
Comrade Kamala Harris doesn't have much to offer. She has no policies.
Joe Biden, we'll have more on that in a second. Last night, Trump said there was no way he was doing another debate. Tonight, he's a little more open.
What would it take to do another debate? What would you need and want?
I wouldn't need anything. I could do it tomorrow.
Would you do it on
But
Fox
I've done
News?
2 debates. Everything was crooked in the second one. I did great with the debates, and I think they've answered everything. But maybe if I got in the right mood, I don't know. Right now I'm leading, and I'm leading in every single poll on the debates. Thank you very much.
So how do you put Trump in the
If I was Trump, I wouldn't do another debate. It's honestly not to his
I was
benefit.
fighting 3 people. I was fighting the crazy left radical lunatics at ABC. I think considered the worst, by me, considered the worst broadcaster out there.
Ship is on fire.
George Slavodopoulos, that whole group, they're bad, and I lost a lot of respect for David Muir.
Slavodopoulos, sir, man. I mean, he's
We predicted
and you know, man, like the Eugene Carroll case and stuff. All these cases are not done, dudes.
Can't happen again.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
Why do you believe it's appropriate to weigh in on the racial identity of your opponent? The question was about you as president, not about former Speaker Pelosi. I did watch all of these pieces of video. I didn't detect the sarcasm lost by whisper President Trump. As you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down in this country.
Biden's Justice Department just released their National Crime Victim Survey. Crime's actually up 37%. But you don't really need statistics to know crime's up. Just open your eyes. Kamala spewed hoaxes and lies about Trump, wasn't fact-checked once, but that was part of the plan. The other moderator, Kamala's sorority sister, Lindsay Davis, said CNN never fact-checked the first debate between Biden and Trump, and we saw what happened there. So ABC decided to step in. Quote, people were concerned that statements were allowed to just hang out and not be disputed by the candidate Biden at the time or the moderators. So the refs were crooked, and they bragged about it in a newspaper. It's so blatant that even Democrats are demanding a full investigation into the debate. Here's Clinton's former advisor. Listen.
I think that the day after suspicion here is really quite high, and I think that I think a review of all their internal texts and emails it really should be done by an independent party to find out to what extent they were planning on in effect, fact-checking just one candidate and in effect rigging the outcome of this debate. And I think this situation demands nothing less than that.
Trump should have known what was coming. live fact-checking should have been a part of the debate negotiations with ABC. And Kamala telegraphed her strategy of provoking him. We told you, whoever was put on the defensive was going to lose. Trump's advisors put so much emphasis on him remaining calm and presidential that he forgot to follow his instincts and take control of the debate. We told him to turn to Kamala and ask her questions. Remember we talked about that? You can even speak directly to the moderators and say, guys, why don't you ask her why she keeps changing her positions? Go, ask her. The one time Trump did it, it really worked.
You should ask. Will she allow abortion in the 8th month, 9th month, 7th month?
Come on.
Okay, would you do that? Why don't you ask her that question?
Why don't you answer
That's
the
problem.
question? Would you
because
veto?
under Roe v.
Answer
Wade,
the question,
you
would you
could
veto?
you could do abortions in the 7th month, the 8th month, the 9th
That's
month,
not true.
and probably after birth. Just look at the governor, former governor of Virginia. The governor of Virginia said we put the baby aside and then we determine what we want to do with the baby.
President Trump, thank you.
Even if it wasn't a perfect performance, Trump's message came across loud and clear. Kamala's didn't. Nobody knows where she stands, and she's still behind in the polls. Trump's numbers went up. Even Kamala's friends in Congress won't say what she stands for.
Do you have concerns that there's a lot of ambiguity surrounding Harris and what she exactly stands for and what she'll do as president?
I think you guys have to find another line of attack because she addressed all of the questions that were raised to her about so-called policy reversals. But you tell me why J.D. Vance went from being a never-Trumper to being a forever Trumper. I'm not going to answer for Kamala Harris. Okay?
But is this more about focusing on getting Harris elected and then kind of working out the policy specifics later?
The narrative out there is like she doesn't have policy chops. That's crazy. Yeah, I disagree that she's changed her mind on all of those issues.
So you're not worried about the ambiguity surrounding Harris this close to Election Day?
I'm worried about the ambiguity surrounding Donald Trump. I'm also worried about his health because he didn't look good.
I think that she is her own person, and we have seen notable, we've seen her record in its totality.
We're less than 2 months from the election, and Democrats won't tell us Kamala's agenda. Behind the scenes, CNN reports that Kamala's internal numbers and battlegrounds are looking rough. And as pumped as Harris aides are about her debate performance earlier this week, they don't think it changed any of that. Top aides on the Harris campaign told CNN they fear if the election were held next Tuesday instead of 8 Tuesdays from now, Trump still would be in a good position to win. Kamala may have raised a lot of cash after the debate and demonstrated that she's more coherent than Biden, but she still looks completely lost.
Vice President, how are you feeling about Pennsylvania?
I am feeling very good about Pennsylvania because there are a lot of people in Pennsylvania who deserve to be seen and heard. That's why I'm here in Johnstown, and I will be continuing to travel around the state to make sure that I'm listening as much as we are talking.
I'm feeling very good about Pennsylvania because there are a lot of people who deserve to be seen and heard. Who talks like that? Normal politicians would say, feeling great about Pennsylvania. It's a key state. Joe Biden and I have done a lot for the people of Pennsylvania. Rattle off a list of what you did, then rattle off the list of things you're gonna do. Attack Trump, crack a joke, say goodbye. What's so hard about that? The woman looks frozen. Earlier in the day, she gave her first solo interview to Brian Taff. Ever heard of him? We hadn't either. He's a local Action News anchor for the local ABC station in Philly. And Kamala could not get it together.
When we talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people, what are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid. My mother raised my sister and me. She worked very hard. She was able to finally save up enough money to buy our first house when I was a teenager. I grew up in a community of hardworking people, construction workers and nurses and teachers. And I try to explain to some people who may not have had the same experience, a lot of people will relate to this. I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were very proud of their lawn. And I was raised to believe and to know that all people deserve dignity. And that we as Americans have a beautiful character. You know, we have ambitions and aspirations and dreams, but not everyone necessarily has access to the resources that can help them fuel those dreams and ambitions. So when I talk about building an opportunity economy, it is very much with the mind of investing in the ambitions and aspirations and the incredible work ethic of the American people, and creating opportunity for people, for example, to start a small business.
The question was, how are you going to bring down prices?
You could skip this ad, but don't skip the part that you get the job
She
done.
don't know, bro.
At Grainger, we're here for you with
They
supplies and
still
solutions
deny
for
they
every
did it.
industry. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I mean, they honestly, they don't know. They deny they did it, bros. They honestly, they deny they did it.
He was always a driver dog, because that was all we knew growing up. And so I thought the kibble has less preservatives and everything else. And it's actually the exact opposite.
They jumped.
A lot of cold issues, digestive issues. He stopped eating the dog food. That's what got me on to looking for alternatives. And once I got to the farmer's dog, those constant, regular issues, I don't have them. He not only eats everything in the bowl, but he licks the bowl practically clean. Everyone at the vet, every time we go, they're like, oh my gosh, he's how old? Yeah, he's 16. I think it's helped keep him healthier longer.
I mean, I do truly believe that they're honestly they don't want to own what they did, man. Truly, they don't. They've run our economy. They've did so much to us dudes that.
Taking the lead.
I mean, they honestly have. They did so much to our country, and here we are. We're still trying to fight them off from this.
Fighter airborne. Problem solved, sir.
And are we going to be able to survive this, dudes? I mean, I don't believe her. I don't believe her when it comes to energy. I don't believe her when it comes to none of it.
Well done, Commander.
She says her policies hasn't changed. We know where she stands on. We know where she stood. And if she says they haven't changed, she's absolutely, oh God, man, that's just absolutely no,
Fighter returning to ship.
I mean, she says her policies hasn't changed, therefore she's still against fracking. She's still against everything that she said from the start. She's abortion is a tricky subject, dudes. I mean, it is. There's not going to be no, we're going to make everybody happy about abortion, period, bros, whatsoever. It's not going to happen. If it was only that easy, man. and it's not going to be. It's a touchy subject. People, I'm not. I don't think a woman should be forced into having a child if they've been raped. I don't. I'm sorry, bros. I don't. I do not whatsoever feel they should ever be forced into having a child that is a product of rape or anything of the subject of it. Period, man. That's I don't. I'm totally against abortion. I really am. But they are circumstances that do warrant it. You know. That and I think when it comes to the subject of abortion and it being a subject, not these rape or incest or anything like that, to where it should not. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's punishing them for being raped. It's punishing them for having incest done on them. It is, and that's not right. And it's not. And I'm a firm believer when it comes to that. But you don't use abortion as a contraceptive. And that is what we got 90% of. You got 10% of bad things, but you got the 90% of these women going out and using it as a means as contraceptives. Look, man, I think it's more than safe to say that you go out, you lay down, you know the consequences, and then they say, oh, it's my body and all this. You shared your body with that man that got you pregnant. Therefore, he should have a right and the say so in the subject. Absolutely, he should. It's a given. You have the child. They're going to pay child support regardless. That's a given. That's a given. Going to have to pay child support. Maybe they don't want to pay child support. That's. I've never. Thank God I was never put in that position. I never was with a woman I've had some stupid, crazy women over the year, but I've never had one that would go that far as to want to have an abortion or anything of the sort. And then you got people, you know, I mean, I'm sorry, that's to me that's an exception that it's kind of non-debatable. If a woman was raped, no sir, because you're not going to take two bads and make a good from it. No, You're not. And I mean, that they people say, well, no, morally it's alive, and wasn't conceived out of love, wasn't conceived but of no way but of rape. So no, man, no. That's where I do disagree when it comes to that. They are circumstances that just like if the mother's life's in danger or anything like that. Because you can't argue the fact that they willingly done it. There's a difference when you have willing participants and you have victims. And to force someone into having a child from a situation like that is wrong, man. That is not only just wrong, that is morally wrong. Because they did not ask for what happened. So, and I am pro-life, I truly am. But there are circumstances that does warrant it being done. I mean, I wouldn't want my daughter to have a child from being raped. I wouldn't. And to sit and try to say I would be a lie. Would be a lie. I'm a father. I have a daughter. I do understand 100% that no, positively no. No, man. Easy to say, like Charlie Kirk. Think highly of the man. But that is one issue me and him we beg to differ really big on, because he says that he would want, not me, man. No, sir. You don't take two wrongs and ever think you're gonna make it right by making them have the kid. No, sir. That is absolutely wrong. Period. Wrong. So I mean, and I don't. I do honestly believe that way. I believe that in any way you want to look at it, you cannot. No woman should ever be forced upon having a child that they were raped to conceive the child. Period. And I think we should have I think we should have better laws when it comes to stuff like this that is exempting it, and that it I mean, if they want to have the kid, I mean, I guess that'd be up to them. But if they didn't want to have, I can totally honestly see why they wouldn't. And Bible tells us not to judge. That it does, but it doesn't tell us not to point out sins either. And rape, that's a sin. That's a sin, dudes. So, no, man. No. Absolutely no. and common sense, man. Common sense. If we'd all use common sense, we wouldn't have so much debate and argument in the world, and we wouldn't. And like I said, I do honestly highly respect Charlie Kirk. Think he is a highly intelligent man, and that morally he's up there. I get mad at a lot of debates that Charlie has that they started attacking his religion. I'm like, really, man? Is that the best you can do? You're going to attack religion? I didn't agree with. I watched the debate. He took on like 21 college students, and what the woman said was hurtful, sickening, and was very mean. But that's to where you can't argue this stuff with Democrats, man. I mean, honestly, you can't argue this stuff with Democrats. They become mean, toxic, hateful. They'll attack you. It's hard to debate them. It's truly hard to debate a Democrat, because they will attack you. They truly will. And I get where Kirk's coming from. He's not trying to take the high ground. He truly isn't. And he's using his own daughter as an example of it. But I don't agree. Because two wrongs does not make a right, and two rights, and you'll never make it right.
Autopilot
like that.
enabled.
And that should be the extent. No, they're being punished. At the end of the day, they would be being punished, and that's not right. So, I mean, morally, but I agree with him when it comes to the life of the child and stuff. I agree, but it's a rough debate. I mean, let's be honest. Abortion is a rough subject that most do not want to even talk about. I mean, honestly, it's just a rough subject that no one really likes talking about, period. Do they like talking about it? Because, end of the day, and transgenders, to me, man, that's non-debatable. Transgenders, period. That's non-debatable whatsoever. You can't debate it hardly, simply because of because biologically, you're either a male or female. And it is simple as that. It's simple as that. And you cannot take, to me, in all honesty, like Charlie Kirk, he'll say, well, I want to be a black man, or something of that nature, and they'll say, well, no, you can't. What's the difference? I mean, no honesty. And all total honesty, what is the true difference? Because the difference is there is none. There is no difference whatsoever in that deal. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be what the good Lord made you.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Well, you are, man. You're going to be what the good Lord made you, and like it or not. And just because somebody says, well, I woke up today and I think I want to be a female. Well, I think that damn easy, bro. A lot more complicated than that. For one thing, you don't got the reproductive organs. From another thing, your sex was determined from the day you were born. When you come out and you had that little bitty Peter, you had, you know. And it's controversy. Controversy. It's a way of saying, and the big coup de grace to it, or the big slap in the face is, you have to respect my decision. No, I don't. No, I don't. Whatsoever. Nope. No, I don't. I don't, nor no one else has to, no more than they have to like anything any other person's done. See, but I truly, myself being a Christian, I believe in live and let live, because your path is not going to interfere with my path to my salvation, and I have no rights to tell you what to do. That's where I tend to differ with most, is that do I think it's a sin? Yes, I do. Do I think being gay is a sin? Absolutely, I do. Am I going to treat you any different because you're gay? No, I'm not. No, sir, I am not. Whatsoever would I ever treat anyone different because they were gay. No way, man.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Positively, no way. Absolutely not.
Our victory is.
I mean, positively not. Because, see, God does tell us to love and not hate. But he doesn't say that we have to condone it and we should fraternize with it either. He just basically tells us not to judge and to. But because you're saying something is a sin, it doesn't mean you're judging. I mean, it truly doesn't. because I say, well, what you're doing is a sin, that honestly does not mean that I'm judging. It means I'm stating the obvious. It is a sin. But is a person being gay going to interfere with my path to enlightenment and no, it's not. It has no effect upon me unless it's been pushed upon me, and absolutely not. Absolutely not. Am I going to sit and agree with you when you say I'm a woman? Do you really think that people are going to sit and agree with you about that? Because deep in your heart, you know they're not. I mean, in your heart of heart, you know they're not. And just because that's the way you feel about it and stuff, doesn't mean that's the way I feel, and that's not how I look at it. Now I'm going to react to it. You should not ask people's opinions. If you feel heartfelt about something, others' opinions you should not worry about. I mean, if it's the subject of being gay, abortion, whatever, don't go seeking the condolences of others because they will have different opinions than you have. Like my biggest problem with gays is that you're giving up your rights to reproduce. You are. And you say, well, I can adopt. No, you should not be able to. I'm a firm believer that you should not be able to adopt a child because you give your rights up. You honestly give your rights up when you went that path. You did. You give up your rights when you decided you were gay to reproduce. Because a man and a man cannot have a child, and a woman cannot have a child. Cannot be done. So, should you be able to go adopt? No, you should not, because I mean, biologically, if you stuck with nature instead of going against it, you could have had children. No reason you shouldn't be able to. And people say, well, there's women that can't have kids too. That's different. That is different, and they know that. And still they'll try to push that subject. But they know that it is different, and that there's a big difference to it, and a terribly big difference to it. Terribly big difference. And you're trying to condone what you're doing. You're honestly trying to condone what you're doing when you know in your heart of hearts that it's wrong. I've always said, you know as a human when you're doing wrong. You get that old gut feeling, they call it. So, and if you've got a feeling like that, and you feel that way, then isn't it safe to say that you're doing wrong? I mean, I think it is. Because we know and we feel it in our hearts. We genuinely feel when we're doing wrong. And if you feel you're doing wrong, and so you know you are. Like, I've often said, I'm not the one that's going to give you spiritual, going to take you where you spiritually need to be. But because I don't, I honestly don't know what to say on that deal that will get you where you want to be there. I mean, I'm honestly a live and let live type person. I truly am. But I mean, I don't know what to tell you there on that. I can tell you this: if you feel in your heart you're not doing wrong, and I do genuinely believe we know that, and we feel in our heart when we're doing right and wrong, and if you feel that you're doing wrong, you are doing wrong, and like. I'm not all for church. I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not. I feel that churches bring more controversy and corrupt the word. I don't need a middleman between me and God. I don't need a middleman. I do believe that they are really good preachers. I do, but at the end of the day, they're man same as me, and they're prone to mistakes same as me. And therefore, you shouldn't put. There's one you should put your faith in, and that's not another man. It would be God. That would be the one I would always say put your faith in. And the reason I feel like I do about churches, because churches are of the last few centuries. They're not biblically. We had a tabernacle. We had a they go once a year during Passover. They didn't go every weekend to church. They didn't all this. They didn't. What we know as church, they didn't practice. They didn't. What we know as church, modern, nowadays church, was not practiced. It was until the Catholics and that come along with this. I'm about done with this for this morning, but so I do beg to differ, and I when it comes to that, people say, well, you got to go to church. Nowhere in the Bible does I ever seen it say you have to go to church. It says to get out and spread the word of God and to not deny Him. But Jesus didn't have church. John the Baptist, he didn't have church. They gather up, they baptize every one another. They talk about the Word of God. They went into the forest in the desert and practiced religion. They didn't go into these man-made cathedrals and stuff anywhere they met. That was church. So when it comes to church, I'm not saying church is bad. Saying that I don't believe in the Roman Catholics. I don't. The way I see it, they've tried to downplay what they did to Jesus. I wholeheartedly believe that they tried to downplay what they did to Jesus, because when you look at history itself, and Pontius Pilate being a governor of Rome, what he did to Jesus would have been fitting for what he did, what happened at that time. It would have been. It would have been, man. So, no. I mean, me and my sister, we've had some heated debates over it, because she knows how I feel about it, because I don't believe Pontius Pilate that he all of a sudden had an epiphany, and that that his wife told him not to judge, that he was a righteous man. But man, we've had some go-abouts when it comes to it. She believes her way, I believe mine. Not saying we're either one right, nor we're either one wrong. Saying that is the thing about religion. You will believe the way you believe, and you will. And because I believe a certain way does not mean that anyone else will believe that certain way. It doesn't. More than likely, we very seldom do we all agree. People will tell you what a big role that the churches play, and I don't feel that way. People say, well, no, you can't go to heaven if you don't go to church. Where does it say that in the Bible? It doesn't. It tells you to have as much faith as a mustard, to have as much faith as a mustard seed, and you can move mountains. It doesn't say any more or any less. Like I said, I'm not trying to downplay churches. They have their place in religion, but wasn't what it's been made into today. Most nowadays they broadcast their whole sermon on Facebook Live, stuff like that. They're worried about the head count. They're not worried about the soul count. Well, I'm gonna get off here, bros, and